Hello, welcome to News Panorama, coming to you live from NTA Network Center, Jos. Chief of Army Staff restates commitment to the welfare of personnel. We are working towards a drug-free society, National Drug Law Enforcement Agency says. Ahead of 2023 Population and Housing Census, National Population Commission holds town hall meeting in Plateau State. I am Felicia Dalio Samaila. Thanks for joining us on Panorama. Do remember that you can follow this news broadcast on our website, nta.ng live, and on YouTube channel, NTA News Online. You can also visit our Facebook page, NTA Network News, Twitter at NTA News Now, and Instagram, NTA Network, for updates. Nigeria and the Republic of Portugal have resolved to explore more policies and strategies towards deepening and expanding the win-win partnership and cooperation between the two countries in various sectors of their economies for sustainable future. This was the outcome of the high-level talks between President Muhammadu Buhari and his Portuguese counterpart, Marcelo de Sousa, in Lisbon. State House correspondent Adamu Sambu reports.
It was a warm and befitting welcome for President Muhammadu Buhari by his Portuguese counterpart Marcelo de Sousa on arrival at Pescado Imperial. Diplomatic relations between Nigeria and Portugal spanned more than 4.5 decades, but President Buhari is the first Nigerian leader to pay a state visit to the European nation, and the show of appreciation by the Portuguese can better be imagined.
Having these two presidents come together at this time is historic, and the excitement is all over.
When you see a country treat your own president as one among equal, you feel very proud.
The highly elated President de Sousa guided the Nigerian leader on tour of some historical places, including the 400-year-old monastery, before holding a one-on-one talks on areas of common interest. The two leaders later joined their respective countries' delegations for an enlarged meeting where decisions were finalized on the future of the relations between their countries, after which they addressed journalists.
We are delighted that we can count Portugal as a valued and reliable friend and partner. We share the same democratic values and look to increase and broaden cooperation in various fields at the bilateral and multilateral levels.
As far as I'm concerned, we were waiting for this visit since 2016. Nigeria is the largest African economy. It is a dynamic country. It is very close to being one of the most powerful 20 economies in the world.
President Buhari in particular told his host that with the world now at a crossroad, decisions they take as leaders could make or break the global community, which faces, amongst others, existential challenges with climate change, food insecurity, conflict, health, and energy issues.
We look to Portugal as an influential country and partner to play an important role in helping to pull the world back from the brink. We are optimistic that this visit will take Nigeria-Portugal relations to a whole new level.
Your visit to Portugal represents a unique moment for a political and social and economic, financial and diplomatic leap forward in our brotherly relations between both countries.
And before leaving the presidential palace, President Muhammadu Buhari was conferred with a befitting national honor of the Republic of Portugal, the Great Collar of the Order of Prince Henry, by the Portuguese leader, President Marcelo de Sousa. From Lisbon, Portugal, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.
The Nigeria-Portugal Economic Forum has ended in Lisbon with a renewed commitment to open up a new vista of economic cooperation and collaboration between the two countries for enhanced mutual benefits. Addressing the closing session of the forum, both President Muhammadu Buhari and his Portuguese counterpart Marcelo de Souza promised the desired political will towards building strong, sustainable and economic shared future based on sincere friendship. State House correspondent Adamu Sambu again brings us details.
We have sold over $1 billion worth of LNG to Portugal.
The Economic Forum, with the theme Expanding Investment and Trade Opportunities between Nigeria and Portugal, demonstrates the willingness to prioritize private sector participation in promoting strong and sustainable economic cooperation between the two countries. From Nigeria alone, over 80 public and private sector companies, agencies and organizations stood to be counted.
With a population of over 200 million, very young and very dynamic people, Portugal would achieve enormous economies of scale by using Nigeria as a one-stop shop to access the African market.
We are facing today a very difficult situation in terms of the supply of energy to Europe. And I think Nigeria, working with Portugal, with other Atlantic nations, can be one of the solutions.
After the year 2020, trade relations between Nigeria and Portugal stood at over $1 billion, mostly in the oil and gas sector. Although this is a great progress, President Muhammadu Buhari strongly believes that a lot more can be done.
The Nigerian government officials in this room are on standby to provide all the necessary information you need. I have already directed the establishment of a dedicated Portugal working group headed by the Ministry of Trade and Investment to address any substantial concerns you may have. I want to assure you that we will take these requests seriously and our response will be swift.
I'm so proud, and the Portuguese government is so proud, and the Portuguese companies are so proud for having you here. We want to be more feeling at home in Nigeria. Not just a couple of companies, not just 10 companies. We want thousands of companies and thousands of Portuguese feeling at home in Nigeria. And that will be our legacy. Your legacy, my legacy, the legacy of this state visit.
The Portuguese leader, President de Souza, who promised to be in Nigeria soon, described President Buhari's visit to Portugal as not only a visit of words, promises and intentions, but that of facts and achievements.
We can trust you, you can trust us. We trust you on gas supply. You never failed. And we could help you diversifying your economy. And we have companies, experienced companies, and centers of excellence to do it.
Our two countries have a long shared history, and we now have the political will to ensure our shared future is built on sincere friendship, cooperation, and mutual support. Nigeria is a very attractive investment destination.
At the event, several memoranda of understanding were signed between the Portuguese Trade and Investment Agency, the Nigerian Investment Promotion Council, as well as the Nigerian Association of Chamber of Commerce, Mines and Agriculture, NACIMA. In the meantime, President Buhari was also a guest of the Portuguese Parliament, where he was accorded a befitting welcome. He later held bilateral talks with the President of the National Assembly, Augusto Santo da Silva, behind closed doors. The President also granted audience to his Guinea-Bissau's counterpart, Umaru Sissoco Embalo, but details of their discussions were not disclosed. From Lisbon, Portugal, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.
ECOWAS Minister of Finance, diplomats and experts have identified priority sectors such as value addition on agricultural products as well as maintaining economic growth as some necessary requisites to recover from current global economic challenges. Foreign Desk correspondent Usman Aliu reports that the ECOWAS Ministers' Council in Accra specially recognized President Buhari for his role in championing the fight against COVID-19 that stimulates recovery.
In the heart of Accra, the Ghanaian capital, ECOWAS chairman and president of Ghana, Nana Akufo-Addo's message delivered by his foreign affairs minister and the one presented by president of ECOWAS Commission provided the tonic for their convergence. It is one of the major engagements on stabilization policies of the ECOWAS to return countries within the sub-region that have their democracies truncated back on the track. The other most important subject for deliberation is the issue of security. ECOWAS is concerned with terrorism affecting the region and is looking at that deeply with a view to defeating it.
These attacks, which were known to have been limited to Mali, Burkina Faso, Niger and Nigeria, are now extending to some extent to countries such as Benin and Togo. So clearly there is a need for us to pool resources to ensure that we fight this menace collectively.
Since the first coup that occurred in Mali, we had about 11 number of ECOWAS extraordinary meetings. And during that time, the head of state twice gave directive to the president of the commission to review the ECOWAS protocol on good governance and democracy. And part of the review was to ensure that they introduce the issue of term limit.
This Council of Ministers engagement is prelude to a wide range of issues considered by the ECOWAS to deal with at the moment and subsequently. From Accra, Ghana, Usman Aliu, NTA News.
The National Council on Privatization has approved the board composition and proposed governance framework for the sustainable management and payment of post-privatization liabilities of the power sector transferred to the Nigerian Electricity Liability Management Company Board. The Council also approved fast-tracking of the work plan for the concession of the Zungere hydroelectric power plants. The approvals were part of highlights at the council meeting presided over by Vice President Yemi Oshibanjo. The composition of the Nigerian Electricity Liability Management Company Board includes the Minister of Finance, Zainab Ahmed. As chairman, members are Minister of Power, Abubakar Aliyu, DGS of BPE and DMO, MD of the Nigerian Electricity Liability Management Company, and all its executive directors. It was also resolved that 2 key members from the private sector be included in the board. The council also noted that the key objectives of the Zungeru electric power plant concession include leveraging private sector access to finance and reduce reliance on government budgetary allocation to fund the China Exim Bank loan and leveraging efficiencies and better facility management culture of the private sector for the long-term preservation of the assets. It's official, INEC has extended the continuous voter registration exercise indefinitely. Mia Ogidi reflects on rush, youth involvement and events that led to the extension.
Queues increasing, voters register also increasing. Everyone seems interested in the process. On the 27th of June 2022, 10.5 million new registrations recorded, with 8.6 million successfully completed. Distribution by age The youth lead with more than 6 million. By occupation, students top the chart with more than 3 million. By sex, a near draw. The sudden show of force as it were by the youth has forced many to ask questions, and their reasons not far-fetched.
We said that, you know what, the power is in our hands, so we have to, come together to try and make some, change. We noticed that 15 million people voted for the incumbent government. That means only 7% of the population voted.
If you don't vote a politician, they cannot represent you. So policy making starts from you getting your voter's card. So I will not call it a revolution, but I will call it a necessity.
June 30th, deadline for the continuous voter registration. Rush was unimaginable. Concerts organized to encourage more registrations. More machines deployed. A slight relief noticed.
I've had so far, I've had like 3 experiences and they've just not been nice, but as of today, it's been very good.
But I believe that we have the capacity to clear these long lines that you see in various registration centers if Nigerians will cooperate with us.
The National Assembly appeals for 60 days extension. The Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Program, SERAP, takes INEC to court to extend the CVR as well. INEC hands are tied.
But one of the challenges we have is that if tomorrow you announce that the voters registration process has been extended to the end of July, those on the queue now will go home and then return a week to the end of July, and it creates its own problem.
7:30 p.m. Thursday, 30th of June. A statement released extending the program indefinitely. Despite the indefinite extension, the last-minute rush is expected because INEC did not specify when the exercise will end. So for now, each day should be treated as the last day for the exercise. Mie Ogidi, NT News.
The National Population Commission is ready for the conduct of trial census in 9 local government areas of Plateau State. This was made known during a town hall meeting at Jebu Bassa local government of the state. Abba Abubakar Yakubu has details.
Meeting presided over by the Federal Commissioner of the National Population Commission attracted stakeholders from the 3 local government areas in Northern Zone, Jos East, Bassa and Barikilati. It enlightened the various key players on ways of ensuring the successful conduct of the trial census preparatory to the 2023 population and housing census.
There are only a total of 9 local governments that will do the trial census. We have 3 local governments in the zone, and each of those zones will do it in 3 local governments.
The Commission says it will deploy digital technology for the conduct of both the trial and actual census as it seeks the cooperation of stakeholders for a hitch-free exercise.
We are going to capture the data using digital device. In it would contain the maps that we are going to use that would show the areas that would cover, and the questionnaires that we are also going to administer would also be embedded in the system. It is portable, it is good, and the data that we can capture, the analysis and the final result will not take time.
We believe it's going to give a better result. People will have no reason to complain that they have been left out.
Participants applauded the Commission for the initiative and advised the Commission to sustain its periodic meeting with stakeholders for a peaceful exercise. In Jos, Abba Abubakar Yakubu, NTA News.
National Drug Law Enforcement Agency says it is working hard to reduce cases of drug abuse and illicit trafficking in Plateau State. Ijoma Ozemena reports.
Established by Decree 48 of 29th December
1989. The promulgation of the decree was in response to the increasing trend on the demand for and trafficking of narcotic drugs and psychotropic substances, which adversely affected the international image of Nigerians. The agency has the mandate to curtail illicit production, importation, exportation, sale and trafficking of substances. Employees of the agency also engage in preventing drug abuse activities such as advocacy and counseling, as well as rehabilitation of drug users.
We have been partners for a very long time. I will continue to be partners. I will continue to enlighten people, enlighten the society, the people of Nigeria, citizens of Nigeria to shun illicit drugs.
As a pharmacist, we know that this is actually one of the wars that pharmacists have been fighting against to ensure that we have drug-free society.
Taking drug is a very bad thing and it can destroy your life. For now, we have a brighter future. So if we get into drug abuse, we can spoil our future.
Plateau State Command seized 2,341,946 kilograms, translating to more than 2 tons of hard drugs in Jos, Ijoma Ozemena, NTA News.
We have in the studio the Commander National Drug Law Enforcement Agency in Plateau State, Mustafa Yahuza Umar, to talk more on efforts to curb drug abuse and illicit trafficking. Sir, you're welcome.
Thank you very much.
Your mandate is to curtail illicit production, sale and trafficking of substances. How far have you gone with this responsibility?
Yeah, thank you very much. The National Drug Law Enforcement Agency in Plateau State has more than ever before recorded tremendous achievements. This can be seen from our statistics of arrest and seizures. In the month of June, only this year, we have arrested 69 suspects, consisting of 65 male suspects and 4 females. A total of 289 kilograms of various illicit drugs have been seized in the month of June. If we are to take these statistics from January this year, from January 2022 to this moment, we have seized a total of almost 2.5 tons of various prohibited drugs, and they arrested over 456 suspects, which includes 414 male suspects and 42 female suspects. We have convicted this year so far about 74 drug dealers. In the area of drug demand reduction, that is counseling and rehabilitation, we have counseled and rehabilitated 387. 24 out of this figure have been counseled, rehabilitated, and integrated back into the society. The remaining figures were given brief counseling intervention and handed over to their parents, family members for proper care. These are some of our achievements this year. There are other programs this year we have embarked on. Just quite last week, we had a week-long activities commemorating the United Nations Day Against Drug Abuse and Illicit Trafficking, which includes roadwalks, lectures, symposiums, press conferences, and other public enlightenment programs in Plateau State.
Okay, I'm sure all these you do are not without challenges. So what are your challenges as you work towards a drug-free society?
Yeah, we have challenges in the area of drug supply reduction and in the area of drug demand reduction. One of our major problems here in Plateau State is in the area of counseling and rehabilitation, where we don't have a female treatment ward. So virtually what we do is when we receive complaint, we give the women a brief counseling intervention because we don't have a female counseling unit. However, the state government is currently constructing a new rehabilitation center in the state command. I want to take this opportunity to thank His Excellency and again appeal to Plateau State government to please speed up the completion of the drug rehabilitation center so that we can take more request from the public.
Thank you very much. Now let's join our sports update or sport decks for sports updates.
President Muhammadu Buhari's support for sports development in the country continues to receive recognition as 2013 Under-17 World Cup winner, 27-year-old Saviour Godwin presents a branded jersey of the nation's national team to the president in Portugal in appreciation of his support. President Muhammadu Buhari, who is on an official visit to Portugal, will sign a memorandum of understanding on sports with Portugal alongside the sports minister, Sunday Dare. In another development, 30 players from 13 African countries have been nominated by the Confederation of African Football, CAF, for the African Player of the Year award. Among the nominees is Nigerian's 26-year-old Moses Simon. In the Young Player of the Year category, another Nigerian 20-year-old Akiwumi Amu, who plies his trade in the Danish Superliga, got nominated. Nigerian's Toby Amosun's continues her impressive display on the tracks at the Diamond League 2022 athletics season in Stockholm. The hurdler finished with a time of 12.46 seconds, beating the world champion Nia Ali, who came third, while Puerto Rico's Jasmine Camacho came first. In hockey, President of the Nigerian Hockey Federation, Simon Unko, believes the game of hockey in Nigeria has come of age as the country is looking to rival other African powerhouses in the years ahead. Ukon was speaking on the sideline of the ongoing National Hockey Super League at the Moshood Abiola National Stadium, Abuja.
From the very grassroots of players, we'll be able to now develop them stages by stages, and from that age group, they will now develop into senior players.
According to him, the league has also provided the board the opportunity .
That has been Panorama Today. Be a star, join NTA in the fight against rape and rapists.